So, as always with series that have finished, there's rumours going around that there might be a Leverage movie. Have you heard anything about that? And if it was true, would you be interested in doing that?
Here's the story on that. At Dean Devlin on Twitter. Just hammer Dean. Keep hammering him. He sent an email out 2 years ago to everybody on the cast, me, Tim, Gina, Beth, and Aldous. And he said, would you guys be interested in doing a Leverage movie? And it was a thread. We all got back to him within 5 minutes, even Gina, who was in London, and said, hell yes. Every single one of us want to do it. It's up to Dean to actually get it done. I mean, I have to see, I keep talking, I used to get really excited about it because that email came out, but now I don't know, man, to be honest with you. So you just got to hammer Dean Devlin. I'll give you his Twitter at the end of this. Just hammer Dean Devlin. I think is it Devlin? I don't know. You know where it's at. Just keep hammering him. And don't hammer him right now. Hammer him tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and then just keep going with it. Because this guy needs to do this movie. Great question, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I was just wondering, what advice would you give aspiring actors?
Okay. It's very much a different business than when I came. When the reality TV is killing Hollywood right now. Aspiring actor, here's my thing about that. If you love it, and there's nothing else you want to do, there's nothing else that I wanted to do. That was it. You have to be willing to give everything up for it. You have to be willing to fight. And just because it doesn't happen overnight doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But you really have to make sure that you give your whole life to it. And if you're not prepared to do that, I would say don't do it. Just do it for fun. You know, there's local theaters over the top. But if it's all you want to do, man, like it's all I wanted to do, then go do it. And do not take no for an answer. It may take you 10 years, may take you 20 years, may take you 3 months. You just never know. But make sure that you're willing to give your life for it, man. You know what I mean? Because there's certain situations where it's a Cinderella story and people do that. But most of us out there, we work really hard at what we do. And so I would just, man, if you want to do it, keep going, man. Don't take no for an answer. And I'll give you my 2 favorite quotes in life. Number 1, 90% of life is showing up. That's Woody Allen. Show up, no matter what, man. My second one is you learn to fight by fighting, and that's Bruce Lee. You can't read it in books, man. Get up in front of the mirror, do it, model, you know what I mean, whatever. You learn to dance by dancing, you learn to cook by cooking, you learn to fight by fighting. And just keep that in mind. Keep those 2 quotes, man, if you want to be, and then just don't take no for an answer and just keep going, brother. Good, man. Thanks a lot.
Hi, what are your memories of filming Hyde with Rachel Miner?
Oh man, I have so many memories. I wish they'd do a panel with just me and Rachel. We could talk 2 hours about that movie. I don't know. It was very strange. I remember Rachel. It was this little bitty thing, and she probably, I think she liked it, but also I wouldn't let her leave the place. We were in a third world country. We were in Buenos Aires, we were in Salta and Cafayate. And I said, if you need to go get cigarettes, you let me know. I'm walking you. If you want to go to the gym, let me know. I'm walking you. If you want to go eat, let me know. I wouldn't let her out of my sight. You know what I mean? Just because. And we developed this unbelievable friendship, me and her. And we had this great time doing this movie. But I remember, especially in my line of work, I remember the final scene was edited. It was different. In the final scene, the actual final scene that got cut out of the movie is me and her go to the fight to the death. She gets out of the chains, my sister comes in, gets her out, and we fight to the death. And I remember, I've worked with a lot of stunt guys, and I've been hit a couple times. I've not really hit that many people that much because I'm pretty good at what I do. But I remember looking at her, and I looked down at this floor, and we're in this basement, and there's all concrete. And I look at her, and she's wearing a dress, and I look at me, and I've got like a tank top on. There's nowhere to put pads. I can't pad her up because that dress was so form-fitting, and I can't put pads on because. And I just remember looking at her, and I said, and there's a true story. I looked at her, and I said, I looked around, and I go, we're going to get bloody on this one. And she's like, let's do it. And I know guys, stunt guys, that wouldn't have done what we did that day on concrete. We were slamming each other around and taking falls. And I remember the end of that day, we walked out of there and both our elbows were just bleeding. I mean, like that was real blood because we had hit that concrete so many times. And I couldn't let up on her because I made sure that she was sort of safe, but we were slamming each other. I mean, we had a whole thing. And then she takes a shotgun shell, puts it in a vise and hits it with a hammer and blows my stomach out. And I hit the wall, and they had stuccoed the wall the night before, which I didn't know about. So as soon as I hit it and slid down it, like my back was just like, it was serrated. And I remember she was bleeding and I was bleeding at the end of that day, and not once did she complain. Not once did she complain. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of guys that wouldn't do that, and Rachel did that, and Rachel would still do that to this day. So that was Billy and Betty, man. That was just how we were, and I love her to death. Good question. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. So it's great that The Librarians has evolved from the movies to the TV series, and the whole cast is wonderful. I was wondering what you've learned from Noah Wyle, because he is a TV legend.
What I've heard from him?
Yeah, what you've learned.
Oh, what I've learned from him. The most important thing that I learned from anyone on that show was from him, which was, it's okay to make fun of yourself. He does it all the time. And it's amazing because I didn't really, playing Elliot Spencer, we made fun of each other, but not, I never knew it was okay to just do like comedy and make fun of yourself. And I saw Noah Wyle doing it, and I said, oh, this is fine then, you know what I mean? So really, first season, I had a problem with it. Second season's fine. Third season is great. This is a great question because in the third season, Noah directed 2 episodes. And it just so happens that they really favor me. They're heavily a Jacob Stone episode. And we have a new respect for each other. We just, I remember getting the script. It deals with like ice giants and all this stuff, and it's a really fun script. I can't remember the name of it, and I wish I could right now, but I read the script, and we were both on set, and I was reading my trailer, and I put it down, and I walked in, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna knock this out of the park for you, man. And we'd always been friends, but we'd never been that close as in working together like that. And he directed it, and I was the sort of the lead in the episode, me and Lindy, and we just found we had a newfound respect for each other, and then he directed it. My favorite 2 episodes next year are the ones that Noah directed. And he's in one of them. He's not in the one that he directed me. I think it's like number 4 up. But Noah's a great guy to learn from. I talk a lot, as the whole cast does, but you've always heard the expression, you can't learn anything when your mouth is open. So it's fun to let Noah talk and listen to Noah and all his experiences, especially with television. He's now just won the award for the longest running doctor on TV. Noah Wyle. Yeah. But he's a great guy, and he's a friend, and I actually knew him before The Librarians. We were friends, and so it's fun to go to work with somebody that and he can teach you. So it's just like Timothy Hutton, man. When Timothy was there, excuse me, I learned so much from Tim. I'm still learning from Noah. And it's great question.
So you've talked about stunts a couple of times now. I wonder if there are any occasions where something's either gone wrong or scared you or just been a bad stunt.
Well, I told you about all the stitches. This one here from Secondhand Lions, 17 stitches. Somebody threw it right when they were supposed to throw it left. Butterflied me. If you'll notice, I start the movie out without a mustache, and halfway through I've got the mustache on, covering the stitches. The stunt that went, if you watch the gunfight episode, this will be fun for you guys. And Leverage, where I do the slide with the guns and I'm taking everybody out. Watch the John Woo shot and slow it down, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I thought I was going to have surgery, but I didn't end up having surgery. I do a John Woo shot where I jump to the side and I've got the guns. Watch my leg hit that crate. If you slow it, no one's ever seen it because you just don't watch it, but when you go back and slow it down, watch it. My leg was out here and it hit that crate, and I thought it tore my knee off. Now, let's keep on that same stunt. So they have dirt hits. And what they are is they're little pellets that have like dust in them. So when you shoot, somebody's shooting a paintball gun, and they hit, and you see the dust fly, right? So I can't believe I'm going to tell this story. You won't see it in the show, but I saw it in slow motion because I go, you got to play that back for me. So there's a girl that was shooting the hits. Zerk is what they're called, Zerk hits. And I land, and I'm like this, and then she hits them all around me. One of them, see if I can set this up for you. I was like this. And one of them found the bullseye. And in slow motion, it's the funniest thing because you see me slide and I'm on the ground, and then you just see this big donkey kick. I mean, you couldn't have placed it any better. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get into where it hit me, but I didn't walk right for a couple of days, man. Yeah.